Well, this experiment has been running for 2 hours now, running vinegar through the system. I thought we'd have a look at this thermostat down here and the difference it's made, and it's absolutely rubbish. It's done virtually nothing. Let me put that into there. Now people will be saying, oh, you've not left it long enough, or it's the wrong type of vinegar, or there's too many hours in the month. I don't know. But it's done precious little really. Well, the vinegar debacle was a waste of time, wasn't it? I was going to put some of that CLR in, calcium rust and lime, but at $10 a litre it was kind of expensive. So I think we've got most of the poo out, a lot more than we've bargained on. I've actually got it now filled full of coolant. So we're going to go through the procedure of bleeding it through, sort of thing. Now, you're not going to like this, but the plugs that came out of here, these brass plugs, you probably noticed there's no washer on it, and this one's actually broken. Yeah, it's broken there. Look, oops, that's all moving. It's as if they've put the cap on afterwards. So, what I'm going to do, I've got some plastic ones. Now I know a lot of people don't like the plastic ones, but beggars can't be choosers. When the threads are buggered up in here, we're stuck. These are actually BSPP threads, British Standard Parallel Pipe. It's not a taper fitting, although people have put tapered plugs in there. It's wise when you've got a tap. If you've got one of these plugs broken, then you can clean them out. But yeah, I would be very careful on that, because you can see they're only about 5mm thick thread. There's not much to play with. So I'm going to get a key and tighten that down. Right, so I've put the plastic plug in here. That's done. They're 3/16 AF, which is the size of a regular old-fashioned spark plug. This one here, just be careful of the threads in here. A British Standard Pipes taper, British Standard Parallel, always has a washer on it, so just be careful of that. What else? Yeah, so we've topped up the radiator. We've also got some coolant in this container here. It's half full, so when it's half full, we fasten that up. There is a reason for that. Then we're going to fill up this thermostat housing to bring the level up, and hopefully by taking this pipe off here and this pipe off here, we can get some coolant around the system. But I think we're going to have a struggle a little bit, because down there is an external block heater, a preheater for the engine. I don't like them too much, but the position of it's a bit low, so we might run into a problem there. So let's see how we go. Keep your eye on here and see if we can get some coolant to come through. Oh, you can see it's leaking all over the bloody place. Right, it's coming out of that pipe there. It's coming out of this pipe. Yeah. And it's trickling through this one here. Now, because we've had the heater on the floor and things like that, what we're going to do is going to get some compressed air and push it down that pipe, so and put the bung on here, put this bung back in, so that coolant will get pushed down round there, round the system, through the heats, through that damn thing down there, up through the pipes and back through this tube. That's the theory. Right, let's see how this goes. Now, we've already had this running with some water in, but I'm sure there's an air leak in that. Now, this coolant here is sort of a pea yellow colour, you know what I mean. So we want to see some come out of here. Right, here we go, just put a little bit of air down it. Keep your eye on down here. Can you see all the muck come out? Now when we start that up, there's now coolant in the heaters being pushed through. I know it's a messy job, but getting used to it now, don't you? Where's the bloody hooks gone? Oh, bugger. Usually when you drive them around it will bleed itself through, but yeah, you see that's empty. Oh, by the way, these little tools here for getting into the pipes are an absolute godsend. Mark liked them. I think we're going to get some for Christmas. But yeah, you can pry the pipes off without pulling them and stretching them and breaking your knuckles and things. Right, let me get that hose clip on there. Okay, let's get all these toys away and we'll get tidied up and fire this up. So this has been running for about 2 minutes. We've got the thermal imaging camera. I checked the thermostat out before I put it back in. I cleaned it up with a wet bead blaster and it's working. You can see that hose is cold, but when we look at the heater hoses and the heater box, the hoses are nice and warm. The thermostat hasn't opened yet. Well, I've got better things to do than watch an engine warm up. I've been watching it for like half an hour. And not one but 2 thermal imaging cameras, one for each eye. But yeah, it's not helping at all. Well, there doesn't seem to be any leaks. But it still hasn't opened the thermostat. I don't know what's going on there. The thermostat was working. You can see that in the thermal imaging camera here, you can see the bypass is open, and that goes back into the pump and pushes round the block and goes round and round. When the thermostat opens, it shuts the valve, so then it goes round this way. Anyway, less of that waffling on. Let's put the fan on and the cowling and box this up.